What is going on here? Tell me, what is it? What am I doing? What have we been doing? It has been 2 years. Why have I not released a video? Am I doing videos to myself again? Do you enjoy watching my videos? Why am I talking about comic book artists? I don't know. It has been 2 years. So in these 2 years, I finished, university, and I decided, you know what? Let me come back and do a video. I really like doing videos. I had fun. So yeah, I decided to come back. Why not? I mean, I was kind of cringing at my old videos, and I was like, oh, what if I do it again and I like mess it up? Because not all my information is right. I don't like to research this too much. I've said it before. It's like uh, in the moment kind of feeling when I do these, and that's why sometimes there's a lot of mistakes. I don't double take stuff, except if I have like this gaff that I really have to. So when I make a mistake, I make a mistake, and I guess that's it's been quite a long time, so I decided let us make a comeback. Yeah, and we're going to do that with. I think this was like a request from a friend of mine, but I'm not sure. Maybe I just like him and I decided to do a video about him back in the day. All the images are gonna be pre-researched. They were like what from 2 years ago, 1 year. I had this planned and I never did it. So I think I remember what I put in pretty well, but let's just say that I might not have the greatest memory. Either way, welcome to my art review of Cheung. He is a British comic book artist who has mainly worked with Marvel. And I guess that's probably what he's most famous for. Avengers, Young Avengers, New Avengers, maybe, I mean, X-Men, X-Force, something like that. Um, I know that he's done also some work for DC Comics recently, but I have not read those, and they are not in here. So let's ignore that. And if I'm not wrong, also let's ignore the fact that most of the things that I research here are the covers. Because I guess it was probably the best thing that I thought like I got back in the day. So you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. And up first, well, we have a cover. What a surprise! Am I right? So let's talk about it. This is a cover for Hulk. And now it wasn't. Imagine that. But no, yeah. So since Cheung is mainly a penciler, if I'm not wrong, like a really big penciler, well known. So I'm gonna try to not talk too much about the coloring, although I really have to. I can't. My brain is not going to function without mentioning, the coloring in this. But I I am conflicted. I am conflicted because I kind of am in the middle of like I don't like too much at the same time, and then I'm like that would be dishonest because at the same that again at the same time I kind of do. I mean, it really depends. In this sense, not a big fan of this cover. I don't know why. It's not the proportions. It's not the coloring because that's something that I want to mention in here in this cover. I really like the coloring. The coloring saves this for me. And it's not the fact that I don't like Hulk. And I don't know if it's his penciling. I'm quite conflicted. So like when it comes to the coloring, which is the first thing that I'll mention that really saves it for me, is the fact that it's all kind of one tonality or like two mixed, which is the pink and orange, uh, which it gives it like this different vibe, and it really works off with Hulk's color of like, being green, so they don't mix together. But like the coloring is great. That's it. Now, when it comes to the cover itself, hmm, there's there's some good things about it. First of all, I really like the Hulk in the front. It is crisp, but at the same time, it has this sort of like not so detailed. I mean, quite detailed, but not so perfectly detailed shadowing, which is something that I also noticed in the Hulk in the back on his shoulder. I think this is something that he usually does, where he does like little lines and then he does like below them. I used to also do this all the time, where you don't do like a huge line across, you do small ones that like then they kind of connect, and that's why there's those little harsher lines, and I really like it. I think both Hulk looks are kind of nice. If I had to say one thing, I I don't really like the eyes from the Hulk in the back. And when it comes to the side characters, the small ones, it's like maybe it's too much for me. That maybe like the fact that it's fights being portrayed. I don't know. I mean, more like I've seen covers that are more filled than this, and I like them. So I'm not quite sure what to grasp on here or why I don't like it. Let's just put it that way. I'm very conflicted. Maybe it's the floor. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why I don't like it, because there's too much going on, and I get that it's like rocks, but it feels weird. I guess yeah, it's probably the floor, because I really like the one in the bottom right, where you have Doctor Strange and Hulk. Is that not Hulk? Maybe I'm blind. I can't tell either way. But I really like that. I really like the line shining through. Thank God that they left that white. Am I right? It really fits. It's yeah, it's probably the floor. That's the best that I can say. But other than that, I give it a thumbs up. I kind of like it. Secondly, okay, listen up. I'm so scared that some of the images that I got are like not from the same artist. Cause I saw like two or three, and I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure about that?" But if this might be from him. Hopefully it is. Hopefully I'm not a complete idiot, or like 2 years ago I wasn't a complete idiot. But this is from him. I have two things that I want to say. I don't like her look, but I do like the background, which is weird. Okay, now listen up. I like the shadowing on her skirt. I don't think it matches doing the same kind of shadowing on her leg. I mean, on her clothing. I like it on her clothing. The way that he does the lines, it's really nice. But on a person, it feels sort of weird. And when they're actually, human doing that on a leg, and then coloring over it, it's something that for me doesn't work too well. And I also realized that when I started painting, if you do too much scribbling over somebody, it's gonna look weird. It's black on skin, and skin usually doesn't have black. On some cases of like some artists, it works. I don't think it matches here, but I really like the background, the way that he does machinery and those fine lines. That detailing is really nice. I really like the smoke going down. Of course, that's a work of also uh, a colorist. I mean, of course, I did say that Jim is probably only the penciler, but if he is the colorist for this, bless him. It's great coloring too. Kind of, hmm. I won't mention the coloring because it's weird when it comes to certain aspects of it. But I really like the smoke. The smoke is also part of the penciler's job because, as you can see there, there's like these sort of lines that follow the smoke. Of course, that when you go and you color that in, you color it a little bit differently so that it sort of matches this more realistic look. But yeah, that's what I gotta say about this page. Now, a full cover again, or perhaps a cover, who knows? Doesn't seem too new. It kind of seems like an art style that you would do like when you get into the company, and that's maybe it. That's maybe one of his earliest art pieces that he did. I have a problem with, I think, anatomy here, especially when it comes to Luke Cage over there. Uh, it's like his face is too to the back, and like then you have his skull like completely, it's like straight, right? Like the back of his head is straight, and it feels weird. Uh, I mean, I guess the fact that Wolverine is so small. I'm sorry, the fact that Wolverine is so small in like in the middle, and then you have like Doctor Strange, uh, seems so big. It's just weird, especially when you have him kind of side, and then of course look. I mean, Iron Fist is the one farther back, right? So that makes sense. He's like the smallest here. But I don't know why. Maybe it's my depth perception that is fucking with me. It kind of seems like Look, Strange, and Wolverine are supposed to be side by side because Wolverine just seems way too tiny. And Wolverine is a small character. I just don't think that even if he was a small character, it'd be like that. I don't know. Personal opinion. Cancel me. Other than that, I really like the Wolverine. I, huh. I mean, I like the Spider-Man, but it's all black. And I like the look on Doctor Strange. Yeah, that's it. Doctor Strange and Wolverine. And, well, Spidey over there, but it's sort of just a black mass, which is probably the easiest thing that he could do. Now look at this. Isn't it pretty? Yes, we're moving on to some of my favorite stuff, which is X-Men. Wow. Alright, but I have to kind of imagine this without colors. And if you did do the colors, I'm sorry. Like it's great colors. Like this makes me just go wow. Like wow. That I really like the light shining on that. I like the light effect on his hands. It's so pretty. It works so well. And I'm like trying to abstract from that. But if even if I do abstract from that, here's what I have to really say. The characters look incredible. Can I get more of this? Even if it was like all dark on his cape and you just had like this flying figure, it is so pretty. Like their faces are really nice. I actually don't bother with any of the faces here. They're well made, and then it kind of seems like he more like did dark outlines than actually the little lines that we saw before. These are just straight up um, black lines. maybe he learned from the fact that, when an artist goes and colors on top of your drawings, then, it kind of looks weird. Or you know, it's just, maybe it's just, the way that he did this panel cover. I don't know. I Yeah, it's really good. I really like it. It might be one of my favorite things that I've seen, while commenting on the art that we've seen before. It's really nice. Which is weird because I haven't been saying that many nice things, am I right? A full panel, and this time it's an actual panel. It's not a cover because you can see it has text there. And I know that doesn't always equate to the same thing, but I can kind of see this being like the last page of a comic. And we're back to the lines. And you can clearly see this man did it because look at that Iron Man. Yeah, that's how I tell. But it's great. It's I like it. This is a yes. This is a yes on all levels. The characters are really well made. I think, they always joke about the fact that, Captain America in some comics is like super ripped up, and I don't feel so in this case. I like it. It is quite nice. It's like not really proportional. Sure, uh his breasts are huge, but I think it's cool. I think, when it comes to like Iron Man, it's more fitting to have him like this, and I always thought it like that because to me it's like you have to have the suit over already like the human form. So the suit is going to be larger. So that really matches, but at the same time you have like Captain America just being huge. But I mean, he is a swole man, okay? You then have some sexy ass characters in the background. Enjoy that. And I mean, then you have Spidey, or look at him. He's normal. Look at her, she's normal. Yeah, it really matches out. The ship looks nice. I mean, you can barely see it. The fact that there's not too much going on the ground, there's sort of like dusty, is nice. The little castle view or whatever the fuck is going on in the background. It's quite enjoyable. I think it's a good work. Mainly blackouts though. Uh, you can barely notice that thing that I was talking about, his lines. I think you can notice that more when I've seen him draw like in a Comic Con, and you can sort of notice him doing those lines there. I don't know if it's like when they color in that they decided to like black it out, or if he's just decided, what, let's not put those lines in when he does it. He just decided to make it more sharp throughout the years. But it was a really good option, whichever one it is. All right, another panel or cover or commission. Who knows? This one, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I mean, whoever did this, the coloring for this, if it was him or not, I must say once again, congratulations. I like it. It is quite nice to have like this almost kind of smooth, lighter background, even though it's like these two big, characters, and then have like this really outstanding colors in the front, which is what I always said, the green, the fucking green, am I right? But then I also said I don't like to see Hulk in a blue background, and here we have a character that wears green but isn't a full like it's not a full blue. I mean, it's exactly where the green is. There you have like these different colors, which I think is kind of funny from me mentioning it back, but there is a lot of blue in here, and I still think it kind of fits, especially because when you have green and you have purple, they kind of, to me, they're two like really difficult colors and they negate each other's feelings, and you have like this really standout kind of moment. And with a lighter background than the light shade around the character, it works really well. I must say, I really like the texturizing that they did for his well, coat, poncho. I don't know what he's wearing. Is that a coat? Perhaps. Who knows? I can't tell, but I like it. I mean, it feels like it sort of changes from the top and below the belt. Like it sort of lost its texture over there, but it's still great. Other than that, the facial expression great. The two characters in the background, they clearly delineate what is happening, right? You can tell like it's not something that gets lost to the eye, which sometimes happens with other artists. I am losing my English throughout the years. That's what I've been doing. But this one works really well. Ooh, is this young? Am I? It's this is Young Avengers, no? I don't know. I'm getting too old for this. I like it. I don't think I have too much to say about this. I mean, let's just say what the blood splattering on the characters is. It fits well. It sort of just feels like it could just be there without it. That is, I think, my only critique to this. Other than that, great look on the characters. I especially like the face on Captain America. I think those eyes, like, it feels like almost like sorrow, but at the same time, these sort of like slight uh anger, or like it's so sort of like a weird uh confused kind of look, but not really. I have no idea how to put that. That look is really weird to me, as someone who doesn't really realize looks. I mean, of course, you have like the front where it's like, what the fuck? Almost every character is like, what the fuck? But then he's over in the back, like, okay, that happened. It's not kind of, he's not confused. He's more like, it's like a realization moment that you have to do something, which is something that we usually see from Captain America. So it's not too far from, the reality of it. And now I have, I think, three sketches. So just his penciling. I mean, can you see that? I told you, like, it doesn't need coloring. Look at those. It's exactly what I said. Look at the smoke. It's so nice. It's so refreshing. I really like it. I like the dark nights, like, involving in the top left corner, and all the faces showing up, the way that they sort of like, morph each other, and it's Conan, yeah. It probably right over there. But yeah, I really like it. This is very nice. I guess my problem with the first ones, with Spider-Man, I think, and the Hulk ones, it's maybe like maybe without the coloring it would have been great, but I also like the coloring on the Hulk, so I'm not too sure about it. This one, perfect. I don't need coloring on it. I like it. I like it like it is. There's probably one with coloring, and I just like it without. I mean, I put the wrong image. I'm sorry. I went back to the other one. I was like looking at it. Look. It has colors. It probably would have worked. You're right. It probably would have worked better without them. The blood splatter. But at the same time, if you don't know what it is about, the blood splatter without color wouldn't look like blood splatter. If it has someone who just likes black and white stuff, to me it would. So I don't know. Here's a page, or like, I don't know what this would be or how I found it, but number one thing to myself, this is too much. This is probably one of those like divided in two pages, right? Like in a comic, and you just like divide it and it has like two pages. And this is too much. I won't even dare to try to decipher what's going on. But if I had to say one thing, I really like it. Again, I just like his style. I like the faces. Very nice faces. It's it's a confusing ass fucking drawing, don't get me wrong. Maybe he just had to do it. Maybe they were like, put 20 characters here and then the skull and then make them all mix and they don't have to be full. And it's like, it's too much. But I appreciate the looks. I really like the Wolverine. Once again, I really like his Captain America. I'm a simp for that. But, too much. That's it, my opinion. And then here we go. Here's a simple one. Look at those sketch lines. It's because it's like exactly what I was talking about. I like it. I mean, it's both clean and at the same time, it has like this sort of like uh how do you say it? It's not a sketched look. Because it's really clean, but I guess when he doesn't pencil it, like he just inks the pages, it looks more sketched than this. I guess I've seen it before, and I think it does. It like he probably this is already fixed up, but like I really like it. I like his style. So I guess he does the blackouts. Why am I being dumb? Like my brain is not connecting. But I really like this drawing. I guess that's it. I guess that's what I gotta say. And I guess I've already spoke my piece today. So thank you all for showing up. And this was a really random, really weird review of Cheung's art. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you another day.